fight between the commerciality and the purpose. How can and why, and people think about that if you go towards commercial, any organization are thinking very commercially and delivering social impact with commercial outcomes.
Yep.
So that they can sustain longer term and have a commercial hat in delivering those social outcomes. Is seen somewhat negative, not with the whole community, but with
some parts. Look, I think we're in a different world now. So if I look at, when I started at Nulsen as a 19-year-old, the world's very different to where it is now. That was back in 83, 82, 83. When I look at, Nulsen, we need to think like a charity, because we are. We need to hold on to our compassion, but we need to run the organisation commercially. That is, we need to be fiscally responsible. We need to have good systems and processes. We need to be accountable. We need to meet all our legal obligations. But my predecessor used to have a saying, which was, the service drives the dollar, not the dollar drives the service.
Yeah.
So our purpose should always drive what we do. The commercial personality or element of our organisation should always be striving to put more coins in the bucket so we can do more social good. So if we go into a commercial endeavour or we try to make a profit in something over here, the difference between Nulsen and BHP is every dollar we make goes into a social purpose. It doesn't go into a shareholder's pocket. And that's the fundamental difference. Now, we need to be a lot more commercially savvy and seize opportunities where we can to generate more income. And that money goes back into our social purpose. And look, people might find this horrifying, but we're doing our strategic plan at the moment, and we're looking at other areas that we can generate income in, not necessarily through delivering human services. And I've said to the crew, funerals are a really profitable business. We should set up a funeral business, because I reckon we'd do it really well, because we've got compassion for a start. So we've got to do it good. And, the crew's just gone, oh my God, you can't be serious. But the point is, if we did something like that generated a lot of money, that would be going back into having more services for youth justice, more services for people with disability, more services for people that are not coping or on the poverty line. That's the difference. So we've got to think very commercially, but the mistake organisations make, in my view, is where they think that their commercial personality is the dominant personality, and it's all got to be commercial and look at our balance sheet, rather than their purpose should always come first. So the service drives the dollar, not the dollar drives the service.
And the last part is, I want you to share a statement which worked with you or a quote which is very purposeful and it has been stuck with you for long.
Sorry?
Any quote which have stuck with you for long, which you connect with and then bring back to you?
Look, I think...
or any belief. You may believe it's yours.
Look, it's hard to say, because I've been influenced by a lot of people over my life, but I that fundamental belief in people, but I always have this sense in me that there's a better way. I find it hard to describe, but what drives me is that there's a better way, that nothing stays the same forever, and there's a better way of doing something. And so that, for me, above all else, probably keeps pushing me to push the boundaries and push the barriers. And God knows, ask the staff at work, they'll probably say he does our head in, because he, next minute he pops up with a brainwave and we've got to do this. And but yeah, there's always a better way. There's always a better way to support Johnny or Mary or Mrs. Smith or this family over here.
Thank you. I think that's a good high note to finish this conversation. Thanks a lot, Gordon.
Thanks, Dev. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.